Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, Tech with Scott. Let's talk about some MacBook stuff in this sort of video. Some new news came out recently with the 15-inch MacBook Air M2 version being announced at WWDC 2023. A lot of hype behind this laptop in particular. And then obviously, since everyone does this, they're obviously going to be comparing it not to other laptop brands out there like Windows PCs. They're going to be comparing it to other MacBooks because, like, in general, Apple's biggest competitors themselves because their products are very similar. It's really hard to compare Apple products to sort of Windows products because their operating system is completely different. The build quality is completely different. The apps are completely different. The ecosystem is completely different. But we'll get into some of that in this video. My thoughts on the 15-inch. But mostly I want to talk about my experience with the 13-inch MacBook Air, and I thought it'd be useful in this video to sort of like I'm not going to sit here and do a like side-by-side spec comparison like most tech YouTubers do. It'll be mostly anecdotal references and examples of like what I'm thinking about in terms of using my computer, my 13-inch, which is like almost the base model. It's not quite the base model. I have the 512 gigabyte storage model, so I doubled the storage, had to pay a little extra for that. Mine's also refurbished, as you guys probably know, because I made a video on this already. I also upgraded the GPU core count by 1. So the base model usually comes with a 7-core GPU for the M1, but I upgraded that to the 8-core GPU, so slightly more graphic power. I thought that would come in handy mostly for video editing, considering I just use this thing for video editing. But before we hop into anything, quick plug. No pun intended. That was not planned, I promise. Quick shout out to VoltMe for sending me out. They sent me out another product, but this is their VoltMe sort of USB-C 35 watt like mini charger. Love the design, love the orange accents on the interior here. Good touch. Dual USB-C, so you can charge multiple devices. And I already noticed charging speeds on my iPhone. My iPhone have gotten a lot better compared to just using the standard 20 watt adapter that doesn't come in the box anymore. It used to, but that you can get externally. I was using like the Apple one for a while there, and the charging speeds kind of sucked. If I'm being completely honest, it wasn't very fast. I'm used to like Android fast charging, and this feels like Android fast charging, much better. So yeah, and they also send me out like a power brick or a power strip that I don't have with me, but it has 3 outlets on it, all fast speed outlets, and it also has some like USB-C or USB-A ports as well if you want to charge other devices on it. But anyway, shout out to VoltMe, great brand. I also want to give a shout out to this microphone I'm using. This one right here, not a sponsored video by any means, but if I can just bring this in frame. Mayano, I said that completely wrong. This is their USB PD100U. The U stands for USB. They also come with an XLR version of this microphone, but you can just tell in this audio, like, it's insane. Very, very, very nice microphone, all metal build, volume adjuster directly on it. I've been loving this thing. I think it's a great tool to add to my overall like repertoire collection of tech that I use for my desk setup. If you guys want a desk setup 2023 version, most up-to-date one, I'll be happy to do that in a future video, so comment down below. But anyway, back to the video. MacBook Air M1 13-inch. I actually have it right here. This bad boy right here always gets smudges on it. But this is the space gray model. Initial thoughts, like I'm traditionally just using this for video editing. Nothing too crazy. But I've been enjoying it so far. I'm still sort of learning the Apple operating system because like I've been using Windows, and I still use Windows for my PC. How I'm recording this video, I've been using Windows for so long now that I'm just so used to it. Using Mac OS has definitely been a bit of a struggle at first. Just like there's so much to learn with an operating system for a computer, way more difficult than a phone, in my opinion. even like learning how the settings work, where like how to change specific settings, stuff like that. You also have to get used to like the dock settings on Mac OS, how they just have a dock of apps at the bottom, and that's like how you access everything. I mean, yeah, so it's been a little difficult, but as I said, it's a learning. There's a learning curve, and I'm getting used to it. But primarily, I don't overload this thing with anything. Like, I'm literally just using this for web browsing, YouTube. I didn't even watch like Netflix on here or any sort of streaming service. I'm mostly just using it for video editing and also Canva to design thumbnails and edit, or like check my analytics on YouTube. So like it's very, very basic what I'm using this for, and that's the primary reason why I got it. And like I honestly think that the 13-inch, it's on sale like literally all the time. If I go over to Apple's website, if you look under Mac, they still sell. Well, at least I don't know if MacBook Air M1, they still sell this thing on Apple's website, but it's do not pay this. Do not pay $9.99 because you can go buy the same thing on Amazon for $7.99. So you literally get it $200 cheaper. This thing's just an absolute beast, though, and there's a reason. You can also get educational discount, but buy this refurbished. That's what I did, and I got it refurbished, and it was literally a new laptop. Refurbished equals new. Just a heads up to anyone watching this video. Refurbished equals new. But this thing's an absolute tank, dude. That when the M1 chip came out, like blew away the Intel chips that they used to use on Macs away. One downside is they use just 2 USB-C ports, but you can just get a dongle like this one. I've shouted this out in videos. What the heck is this? ESWC. You can just pick up like a dongle with other ports if you really need to do it. And I honestly think this is like a great portable sort of student laptop. The screen size is not big, but like they even advertise video editing on here. I honestly think like you can use this thing for a student, and it gets great battery life too. There's no fan, so there's no fan noise. I've rarely had this thing heat up. I think the only time it heated up on me was when I was browsing Chrome and then also video editing at the same time, and I had lots of tabs open, so obviously I was like really stressing the RAM management and also CPU power. But you can upgrade it too, which is nice. It's got the old design. Doesn't have a mini LED display or 120 hertz or anything. It's like it's LCD, and it's above 1080p though. The screen resolution is really, really sharp on here. Anyway, that was a nice picture. Where was that? Right here, yeah. Nice keyboard on it too. I love the typing experience. Is solid. But anyway, it's been fun. It's been a really great device to use as a productivity machine. Got that wedge-shaped design. If we go over to MacBook Air, they came out with a new one. And you're probably wondering, like, what is this laptop? It's literally, so if we look at the specs here, it's literally the same exact laptop. And also, this is like kind of misleading. Like, yes, they're rounding numbers. Oh, they still call it 13-inch, but it's like it's actually bigger than I'm surprised they didn't round this up to 14 inches. Anyway, it's literally just this computer, just bigger, and it's a little heavier too. And there's like a couple like really weird differences here. Like, for example, like even the charging brick is like free with the 15-inch. Like if you want to get the 70-watt charging brick or something like that, you can just get it for free. But for the 13.6-inch model M2, you have to pay for that. I'm not sure why. But anyway, there's now only $100 difference, at least on Apple's website, between the M1 and M2 version, which is making the M2 much better buy. Although you do have to consider the SSD speeds on the M2 are like significantly worse than the M1 base model, which is really strange. That was one of the reasons I actually got the M1, is because the SSD speeds are faster than the base model M2. You also get a starting... I thought you got a starting higher GPU count. Am I wrong? Here, let me play this.
Which comes with the binned M2 chip with an 8-core CPU and an 8-core GPU, whereas the base 15-inch comes with an unbinned M2 chip with an 8-core CPU but a 10-core GPU.
I don't... See, I'm not an expert on binning or anything like that and how cores really work, but it's strange because they advertise it as 10-core GPU on Apple's website. Oh, they are so tricky. They are... Oh, man, Apple, you are evil, man. You're evil. Look at this. I misread it. It says up to 10-core GPU, but this, they say starting 10-core GPU. They are so smart. And then up to, you can get higher RAM. Same 18-hour battery life as the 15-inch, or as the 13-inch, between the 13 and 15-inch. It's odd that they did that. They increased the battery, obviously, because it's a bigger device, but like the overall battery length is the same. Obviously, because it's powering a larger display that eats up more battery life, but I'm surprised they didn't try to increase that at all. They could have maybe put a larger battery in, potentially. The speakers are also improved, so instead of a 4-speaker system with spatial audio, it's now a 6-speaker system with spatial audio. And as I said before, it's heavier, so instead of 2.7 pounds, it's jumping up to 3.3 pounds, which is still pretty light for a laptop these days. And the overall price tag, I don't know if you guys saw that, but this is starting at $12.99. They dropped the price of the 13-inch to $10.99. It used to be $11.99. So right now, this is like really hard to choose a laptop because they're all so close in price. Is it worth that extra $200? I'm not really sure. If you want my honest opinion, only if you absolutely need a larger display. Other than that, I'd say just get this one off Amazon for $800. It's such a good buy in 2023. Honestly, such a steal. Everything about the old model is amazing, and it still has a great chip inside of it, which will have tons of longevity in the future. Tons of longevity. Other like significant differences. Sorry, shout out to Zone of Tech. I watched his video and it was actually really good.
Then what you might
yeah, this was another thing.
USB-C power adapter. With a 15-inch by default, you get a 35-watt dual USB-C power adapter. And to get the same one for the 13-inch, you have to pay $20 more, which actually brings the price difference down to just $80. On both models, you can also pick...
Yeah, so you get a higher charger at a box on the 15-inch, which is surprising. I'm trying to... Here's where he talks about battery life. And then, obviously, the resolution is higher on the 15-inch. So, in terms of scaling, you can... He says scale up. I think it's scaled down, technically. I'm trying to think. Like, you're almost... In terms of, like... scaling, I think you'd like turn it on less than 100%, and then you can see like more stuff on your screen. Because when you up the scaling, like at least Windows, you turn it to 125%. Everything on your screen is larger. But since you have more resolution to work with on the 15-inch, you can scale down, and you can see more content on the screen. And yeah, it should still be sharp.
You should also be aware that the Wi-Fi standard is still Wi-Fi 6 as opposed to 6E, like we have on the 14.
I don't think anyone cares about the Wi-Fi standards. Wi-Fi is fine on MacBooks. And essentially, performance is going to be very, very similar
to the Intel i9 8-core chip inside the 2019 15-inch MacBook Pro, and the GPU performance is also double. Considering that the Air is fanless, that is really, really impressive. And yeah, performance-wise, of course, you're going to get significantly better performance.
Oh, he's comparing against that to older models. As I said, the 15-inch MacBook Air is 60 hertz rather than, if you compare that to the MacBook Pros, even M1 and M2, those come with mini LED 120 hertz ProMotion displays. So The display you're getting on the 15-inch is definitely not as good. In terms of color accuracy and contrast and all that, it's perfectly fine. Great for video editing and photo editing. Just don't expect like the top cream of the crop sort of video. And then I think he goes on to basically say like, hey, you can get the 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 for like $1,500. Why not just get that one? And honestly, I kind of agree with him on that. The price gap between the 15-inch MacBook Air that's coming out and the 14-inch MacBook Pro M1 is like so close now, and you may as well just get the Pro model and get that better screen, better performance, all that sort of stuff. Trying to think anything else in this video. I don't really think so. Same port selection. Nothing is really changing there. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, like it. No, I'm not even gonna ask you to like this video. If you made it to this video, I appreciate you guys a ton. Shout out to you guys if you made it to the end of this video, because I know this is a long one. But yeah, I appreciate all the support you guys have been showing me on this channel. Love all you guys, and leave a comment down below what you guys think of the 15-inch MacBook Air. Very interesting device, in my opinion. Only get this if you really want a larger display for either video editing, photo editing, or just straight up consuming media on the internet and that sort of thing. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video from Tech with Scott. And yeah, loving the channel growth recently. Been awesome. Been awesome interacting with you guys in the comments section down below. And road to 1,000 subscribers. 929 at the time of filming this video. So peace out, everyone. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching another video on my channel. If you're interested, click over here to subscribe to the channel, and click over here for another amazing tech video review / tutorial. And yeah, thanks so much for checking out the channel. Appreciate all you guys. See you in the next video.